the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. Seattle is coming off a bye week. The Arizona Cardinals absolutely destroyed the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Let me say this about that game. And of course, Arizona's been impressing us, and we liked Arizona. We picked them to finish fourth in the division, but also be a pretty damn good fourth, like possibly a 9-7 fourth place team. And I don't know, the jury's still out on what'll happen there. This game is obviously huge for that. It's really going to come down to whether or not San Francisco can get it together, and if the Rams can beat anybody outside of the NFC East, right? But Arizona is impressive. Vance Joseph's got that defense playing, and the Cowboys were down 4 out of their 5 starting offensive linemen for the season.
True.
And Arizona had like 9 people in the box crashing the run. I mean, it was run blitzes and pass blitzes all night long, and Dallas had no answer for it, and Arizona did whatever they want. I think they won the game. I think they put up 30-something points, and Kyler Murray completed like 9 passes. Did I hear that right?
That, 38 points. But, man, let me tell you something. Kyler Murray is incredible.
He is incredible.
God, how do you stop that guy?
You know the big question, and we were talking about it when he got drafted, is his height, right? It was never his arm. It was never his ability
never his
to
athleticism or
his accuracy.
Acumen. Right. It was just his height, and we're kind of like we're a little bit fooled by it in a way. You know, we see a little guy, and we don't give him the credit that maybe he deserves.
Yeah, and I think you got to credit your boy Cliff Kingsbury as well. Look, I mean, it's a legit thing, right? It's a legit thing where Kyler Murray, he's 5'9" listed as. I can't remember what he is, but he's got to throw the ball over a defensive line that's like, you know, some of these guys are like 6'7", you know, they're giant with their hands in the air, right? So you got to credit Kingsbury with being able to create lanes in the blocking schemes. I mean, there's dancing that has to happen in the offensive line to push those guys out of the way to give them the window. And then you got to credit Kyler Murray for, if the window's not there, you know, being able to move around in the pocket or create.
Man, is he shifty? Oh, he's just breaking ankles and outrunning people around the corner.
He looks like
an angle on the guy.
You know what? He looks like Russell Wilson Jr. to me.
He does. He's Russell Wilson Jr., but he's faster than Russell Wilson sure.
He's better today than Russell Wilson was in his second year of his career.
Yes, right. I agree. And I don't know if he has the football or the pocket awareness, and I don't think he can throw as good as Russell Wilson, but he's definitely faster and more elusive.
I would agree with that, although I think, again, if I'm comparing first and second year Russell Wilson to first and second year Kyler Murray, I would say that Kyler Murray's development is stronger, but that's indicative of college football and just how ready these guys are ready to go.
Right, and to your point, Seattle in Russell Wilson's second, third year, they had an all-time defense, right?
They did, so, yeah. That Legion of Boom defense was sick.
That was sick. That was sick, and that was nasty. Not to take anything away from Russell, but that was the case.
And not at all. And I like to remind Seahawks fans, because I know we'll have some watching this on YouTube and listening in on the podcast and everything. Brad's a Packers fan. I wouldn't say I am anymore, a Washington fan. And so who always beat, you know, those two teams in the playoffs? The Seattle Seahawks. So we don't like Seattle. But let me say this. I still think Russell Wilson's the MVP. I'm talking about Kyler Murray in the second year, comparing guys. I mean, we're talking potential at this point. Russell Wilson is far and away the better quarterback now. Well, maybe not far and away because Murray is balling out, but Russell Wilson, to me, along with Patrick Mahomes, is the best. They're the best two quarterbacks in the league. I wouldn't trade them for anything. I wouldn't even trade them for each other. I wouldn't.
Right.
Russell Wilson, I can't say enough about this guy, and I always like to remind audience out there that we don't like him. We don't root for him. But we always are so like...
I don't ever want him to win, but I think he's incredible.
He's incredible. And I feel, I guess, you know, I felt the same way, I guess, about the Patriots, you know, for 20 years. I was so sick of him, but you got to respect Bill Belichick and what he did. And you got to respect Russell Wilson. And I don't even root against him anymore because I don't care. Like, I just like winning money and betting and stuff. I don't care.
It's funny because, like... I want Green Bay to win, and I root for them, and it matters. But then when they lose, do I let it go? I'm like, all right.
It didn't used to be that way. We're getting older.
Oh, yeah. It
used to ruin a week.
It used to ruin a week, 100%.
I remember for those catching us for the first time, I mean, Brad and I, we met each other, mid-20s, and we were working for the same company in their little cubicle farm. And we would come in, and Brad, you were the only one with Sunday ticket back then, so we would go over to your house and watch the games, and you would set up, you would always have the Packers on your TV, and I would go watch Washington in another room and come in, and then we would all watch the afternoon games together and, you know, probably drink a little bit too much and eat a little bit too much of garbage.
Too much.
It was a beautiful time.
It was amazing.
When our teams lost, I mean, it was the worst.
It mattered.
It did. And then you would show up on Monday and probably even Tuesday and Wednesday until you started getting ready for the next week and the excitement of the next week, just being pissed at the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. And it lowered your status amongst the friend group because all of a sudden you're getting nailed because they know you're upset.
Oh, yeah. Back then, yeah, of course, because back then the Giants were making their Super Bowl run, so we had a Giants fan who was basically a garbage franchise for 20 years, but they had 2 good years, and then you'd hear it, though. Oh yeah. My gosh. And then the Giants would beat the Packers.
I'm able to let it go.
It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I was texting you on when the Packers lost. Oh, by the way, so let's talk about – oh, wait, no, we're not talking about the Packers. We're talking about the Seahawks. Yeah, Seahawks are awesome. We said coming into the season, Russell Wilson, these next 3 years, are when we look back, are going to be his best 3 years. I think you said that, and I love that line. These will be his next 3 years are going to be his best 3 years of his career. DK Metcalf is a beast. You can't stop him. Nobody can stop. The only person that can stop DK Metcalf is himself with drops and then letting the ball go before he crosses the goal line. Enough with that crap. Why is it so hard for players just to run the extra foot?
I don't know what that is.
You love yourself so much that you got to be like, oh, yes, I'm scoring. I'm going to drop the ball early. I hate it. Just run across the goal line, guys. It's not that. It's your job. It's your job just to cross the goal line, then drop it. Or you know what? I'm okay with running up and putting the ball down on the goal line. I'm okay with the showboating, but come on. Come on. Anyway.
Yeah, how can that keep happening?
It always happens. This isn't a DK Metcalf rant. This is I'm seeing it in college football once a week. Just run across the goal line, guys. It's not that hard. You got to drop the ball behind you. Ugh, drives me nuts. But
I know.
It only drives me nuts with DK Metcalf because I had him in daily fantasy when he dropped a touchdown or when he's dropped that before getting into the touchdown, fumbling and all that. Come on, guys. Drives me crazy. Tyler Lockett.
It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. And it's just an effort thing. And it's a little bit – what bugs me about it is I'm more important than what's going on around me. I'm more important.
Or is it just a moment of stupidity?
It is a stupidity thing, but the stupidity comes from a place of I'm more important than the team. And I'm hammering this, and I get it. People will be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal. Because if you care more about the team than yourself, you run across the goal line, and it's never an issue. And this is something that should never be an issue.
Yeah, right. It's
ever
never happen.
And again, This is not a DK Metcalf. This is a young receiver thing. Everybody's always concerned about, I'm going to look so good on the camera dropping the ball a foot before the goal line.
Right.
It's just stupid. Anyway.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. You don't see freaking Russell Wilson dropping the ball before the goal line, do you?
No, not at all.
No, Russell Wilson wants to win. Tyler Lockett, perfect compliment for DK Metcalf. And I love, dude, David Moore, Swain, Olsen, Carson. Yeah. All these guys are ballers. Anyway, let's get to the line, man, because I think both of these teams are awesome. To me, this is what do we really have with Arizona type game? Because Dallas was not ready to play that game. And
Right. But Dallas is not ready. But Arizona, I mean, are they the best team in the division? Probably not.
No. I still give that to Seattle, even in spite of Seattle's defensive issues.
Yes, me too. But you're not going to go in there and just get an easy win. That's for sure.
I'll say this. If Arizona tries to run that, these all-out blitzes and the cover zeros and the stuff they did against Dallas and that offensive line last night, if they try to do that against Russell Wilson, it's not going to work. And Vance Joseph knows that. It's not going to work against Russell Wilson. Andy Dalton, I don't think he got his feet set all night. My wife and I were watching that game, and she's just like, oh, it's not going well for him. It's like, well, can you really blame Andy Dalton? He gets the snap, and he's got 2 guys right in his face. What do you do?
Yeah.
I thought
I'm surprised they didn't play better, but like you said, the offensive line is in shambles.
In shambles. And credit Arizona because the dude, Vance Joseph, we see this all the time, right? You go up 21-3 or 28-3 or 31-3, and you call off the dogs and you play prevent. Vance Joseph said, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep and Arizona did that. Their defense is much better than they got credit for, and I think still getting credit for, although the optics of Monday Night Football might change that. Let me hit you with the line here, man. Bovada has Seattle -3 at Arizona. Who do you have?
Seattle. Easy. I like that one.
One of my rules here is there's 2 conflicting rules. One is you never bet in a division game. You never bet against the home team when they're underdogs. That's one rule, and that statistically pays out 70%.
70%, right?
Right. I have another rule. It's called don't bet against Russell Wilson under any circumstances. I don't care what the line is. Don't bet against Russell Wilson. Adding to that, I kind of factored this rule, and I say this with the Chiefs as well. if Russell Wilson is ever getting points, I bet on Russell Wilson.
Sure.
If Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes, either one of these guys, if the line is ever under a touchdown, I tend to bet on Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna go with that this week. I think worst case it's a push for me. I'm gonna take Seattle. But look, Arizona, this is like a statement game for them. If they come out and they handle Seattle the way that they handled Dallas, tough proposition. But Arizona, you gotta start thinking about them as, hey, this isn't just a playoff team. This is a deep run playoff team. Yeah, Seattle, right. I gotta feel like their defense got better over the bye week, so I'm gonna give them and Russell Wilson the benefit of the doubt.
I don't know. I could see them having a difficult time with this Kyler Murray cat, man.
Yeah, but Arizona is not going to win this game with Kyler Murray completing 9 passes. But we both, as we said at the beginning, sure, I mean, Kyler Murray's a baller. We're not worried about that. Going to be a fun game. But this is one I like Seattle. I'll actually put some money on this game. I like the Seattle line at -3.